Welcome back to the Print Screen channel. This is Print Screen here again, and today we are getting the news that Jaheel Hyde has retired from track and field. Jaheel Hyde was a prominent young athlete who many was expecting a lot from. Now the question was raised to me by someone close to me: why didn't Jaheel Hyde live up to expectation? First, in order to answer that question, we have to actually look at what he did as a junior and what he did as a senior to answer the question of first, what were the expectations and why he did not live up to the expectation. First and foremost, Jaheel Hyde over 110-meter hurdles and 400-meter hurdles was a very exceptional youth athlete and junior athlete. Remember that Jaheel Hyde ran 12.96 world youth best in 2014. That was 11 years ago. So at that time, Jaheel Hyde had the attention of the world and was expected to do great things. Since then, though, that record was broken by Sasha Zoya, a French athlete, and Jaheel Hyde also ran 13.22 as a junior, which is decent. Well, I'm trying to remember if 13.22 was as a junior, but Jaheel Hyde as a junior won the 400-meter hurdles not once, but twice. First, he won it in Oregon, then he won it in Poland, and he also won Summer Youth Olympic Games, and he also won the 110-meter hurdle at the World Youth Game, of course. So Jaheel Hyde, being a multiple character winner as well, came into pro racing with a big reputation, a very big reputation. Persons were expecting a lot from Jaheel Hyde. So what happened with Jaheel Hyde? While I cannot go into the nitty-gritty of what happened to Jaheel Hyde, best performance as a senior, well, outside of Pan Am Games, which people don't really recognize if we're being honest, and the Commonwealth game in which he won a bronze, Jaheel Hyde's best performance was running 48.03 in the final of the 400-meter hurdles event at the 2022 World Championship in Eugene. Now, that race was not a normal race, so that is actually a very good performance. And another day, in another event, that time could have been good enough for him to have a higher finish. But we saw Alison Dos Santos, Rai Benjamin, both of them running under 47 seconds, and running under 47 seconds is big man running. So what happened to Jaheel Hyde? I was saying Jaheel hurdles. The sport left him in terms of these persons who are now running in the 400-meter hurdles. They are monsters. The 400-meter hurdles is full of monsters. The likes of Warholm, Benjamin, Dos Santos, Bassett. Now, the little juvenile that is now on the scene from Jamaica, former Camperdown runner, now on the scene, has even surpassed him. There was a time in which the time that Jaheel Hyde was running consistently would have easily made it to the final of the 400-meter hurdle events. But these days, those times are not going to cut it. And the reality is, these men who are now running in the 400-meter hurdle has raised the bar to a level that he could not reach. So it was probably smart of him to retire. And we don't know personally what is going on in his life, physically or mentally. But there's something that a lot of fans need to understand outside of these persons stepping far away from Jaheel Hyde. It doesn't mean that Jaheel Hyde is a flop or they didn't live up to expectation. It just means that there were others out there who were way better than Jaheel Hyde. And he improved, yes, after leaving school, but he was not able to improve to the level to surpass these great persons. Now, what a lot of persons need to understand is that being a great junior doesn't automatically mean that you will become a great senior. And this should be common sense, by the way, because if every 2 years athletes will graduate from the junior category, meaning that you step up to the big man level. So from 17 to 19, you're competitive at the junior level. Then there's 11 years in between you running at the junior level to go into the age of 30. It means that you'll have about 5 or 6 different class of juniors who are just as good as you were running against. That is one thing. So you're running against persons who come into the event with as big a reputation as you as a junior. And that is a fact. So that is one. You won't have it as easy as when you're running against people your age group. In your age group, you are the best in your age group. And sometimes even persons come afterwards and they surpass you. Because looking at Alison dos Santos, Alison dos Santos doesn't have any World Junior gold medals. He has a bronze medal. But Alison dos Santos has managed to separate himself from those persons who used to beat him when he was a junior. Being a great junior doesn't mean that you will become a great senior. So that is why I don't really put a lot of pressure on the junior athlete. A lot of persons don't even remember that the likes of, I'll leave that one alone for now. But Alison dos Santos was running against people like Bashim, Hamida. Was it? Yes, from Qatar. And that person who beat him did not go on to any great senior career. There was also a young man who was just behind of Alison dos Santos in that same World Junior event, and he managed to beat Malik James King. You have seen a resurgence from Malik James King. A young man by the name of Leonardo Legister, I don't even know what became of him. The last time I saw him, he was at Texas A&M. So that goes to show you that being a great junior doesn't necessarily mean that you will become a great senior. So I wouldn't necessarily say that Jaheel Hyde disappointed me because I don't really expect much from the juniors when they become seniors. I give them time to grow and see what will happen once they transition. Now, that is my perspective on whether Jaheel Hyde had a failed career or not. I will say personally that he had a good career. If you were to make it to world championship and Olympic consistently as a sprinter, whether sprint hurdler or whatever, representing Jamaica that is known to throw out sprinters, you would have had a good career. Not a very good one, not an excellent one, a good one, especially seeing that he made it to the final of a real event. So anyway, Jaheel Hyde, congrats on a good career, and hopefully your next endeavor will be a great endeavor.